Guys, I'm just recording this bit right at the very end of the video to put in at the front, just to let you all know that the comment section is going to be turned back on for this video and back on in general now. We seem to have nipped that problem in the bud, got everything blocked, and hopefully, fingers crossed, we've put a stop to it. Don't worry about commenting in this video about them. Don't even give them the time of day. Just give us your thoughts on this latest project. I know you're all going to like it. Enjoy. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video. You can probably see by the thumbnail what it is, but this is going to be a good one. I am black, dirty, just finished doing a job. It is now about 2 o'clock. We won 2 cars down at Copart on Tuesday at Rochford, and one of them was on, they was both on approval. One of them, they come back to us this morning, they just delete all of your bids. And the other one, sorry guys, I'm just getting ready, we've just been awaiting seller's response. It is a private entry, but it's a nice little car. It's going to make cracking content, but of course they've left it till now to actually get it approved. So I'm setting straight off for Rochford Copart. No doubt I'm going to see quite a few of you on the A13, but let's get down there, get it picked up, and then we go from there. It's actually the next morning, guys, and they shut the A13, so I had to come down to 127. Luckily, somebody on Instagram actually saw the post and said, avoid it, Rob, but it was chock-a-block, and I didn't get back until about 6:45 last night. So here it is, guys. Big gamble, this one. Not something that we've done on the channel before, and definitely not something that really comes up very often on YouTube. So this is actually fire damaged, and I don't mind a fire damaged car. I haven't done one for quite a while. This one is fire damaged. It's a little bit different, and we thought, do you know what, let's take a chance. This is a private entry, it is unrecorded, and it doesn't come with any keys or paperwork. So like I said, bit of a chance. Down this side you can see a little burn on the wing now. We're going to get into that in a little bit, but there's a little bit of a burn on the wing there, and you can see the bumper has been unbolted. This side of it all looks nice. The back of it again okay, but a few bits come undone. I'm sure quite a few of you will know this colour. We actually thought the car was red when we was buying it, but it does look like it's a metallic, like an orangey colour. Someone's removed the rear wiper. Actually there is a few bits missing off it, so whoever owned it obviously took a few bits off that they wanted to keep. So this side skirt's missing. I don't know if that is a dent there or not. We'll look into that. And then again, this side, front bumper, and you can see it's actually got hot and all the burn. So inside, you couldn't see it in any of the pictures, but as soon as I picked it up from Copart, I opened the driver's door. Let's try and get out of that sun best we can. Guys, I'm just showing this on the back of the truck now because it's going to be hard once it's off, but you can see the extent of the engine fire all the way into the car here. It didn't show this in the picture as well. It has got the side skirt with it, which is really nice because they are quite expensive. The gear knob's missing, the interior light's missing, and you can see there is some smoke damage in here. This is not carbon fibre, this is just a sticker, you can see it is, so all that wants pulling off. But not really any more to show until we get it unloaded. So don't forget, we got no keys, but the steering lock, fortunately, is not on. So that's going to work in our favour. Let's get it unloaded, get it down and have a look underneath that bonnet. I have already had a little peek. It ain't nice. we actually pulled it in, said to Chris before we even start, let's get it up in the air and see how hot it did get down here. And it hasn't actually been hot down here. None of the gaiters are melted. There's bits of melted stuff on the gaiters. Steering rack gaiters, they're all okay. They've not been melted. I thought all this had got hot here, but it hasn't. It is just surface rust. And you can see the sump's not burnt, and neither is the back of the radiator. So I just wanted to show that bit before we actually get it down and show the worst of it. God, that turbo's tight in there. But, what do they say, Chris? It is what it is. Let's get it down and have a look at the worst of the damage, guys. This is... I've bought a lot of fire damage cars over the years. The last one I've done was a Saab 9.3 when they was current. I'll definitely say this is the worst fire damage car I've ever bought. Let's get it down. I've already seen it once, so I'm going to ask Chris to open the bonnet, and he's going to see it for the first time as well. I've told him about it, but he hasn't actually seen it. Yeah, we will be wearing gloves on this one.
You see a hole in the dashboard?
Yeah, it's melted it, yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's not good, is it? Yeah, mate.
Yeah. What's that?
Lift that out a little bit more. Down, that's it, amp lead. And that's probably what's caused it.
Good boiler down, isn't it?
Someone's had a... Yeah, because that's running through the bulkhead, that's probably earthed out and actually caused it. So all the heat is high up, central at the back. Mind you, it's got round here, hasn't it? But then...
You drop the oil in.
No. Yeah, I'm not going to touch anything. I need to put gloves. Yeah, not a lot of oil in there. First things first, I suppose, is actually get this cover off. Make sure it's got a belt on it and actually turn it over by hand. But
it's
yeah.
Come out and it whatever.
Yeah, look how distorted everything is. Should we just start stripping a few bits off?
It all come apart.
It has got to come apart. I think probably we'll pull the headlights, pull the front panel off, and then we'll move on to the scuttle panel. But yeah, but you can see, I didn't actually notice that, guys. I don't know if you can see it on the glass there, but there's actually quite a big hole in the dashboard there. Maybe show it through here, it'll be a bit better. There you go. So yeah, melted all the aircon pipes. Well, it still looks orange up there, or red. I don't know what colour to call this car. Yeah, you can see it's to about there.
Yeah. And
then there's no heat, so it's hard to see where it was concentrated to. But the fuse box cover's melted there. And the main earth was actually melted. Yeah, we can't really see a lot, so let's get a bit more stripped out, then we can have a proper look, can't we? I've just popped out there to get us a bit of breakfast, and Chris time-lapsed and cracked on and got that off. What he did say is the pile of bad bits is definitely a lot bigger than the pile of good bits. He also said he thinks this has been actually put on the car. Well, it has, hasn't it? It would have been cremated. So someone has actually dressed it up a little bit to make it look better than what it is. There's still not a lot to show, so we are just going to crack on and strip as much of it out as we can so that we can do a little bit of investigation. I'd really like to get a spanner on that engine, but I don't want to do it until that cover's off, so I'll probably concentrate on that while Chris is stripping a bit more out that side. Bit noisy in here, guys, because compressor's going, but I've actually come down to Kent Auto Salvage I need to get the wheels off that car, and we've got no locking wheel nut key as usual, so I'm going to hunt through here and try and find something similar to go back and actually beat on there. Let's have a good look through. Andy showed me where the secret stash was. It's one of these type of lockers. I'm going to take the whole lot, and I just said, is there a Fiesta in here? A 1.6. We know it's not going to be an ST because he hasn't got any in here, but this is a 1600. He sold the front panel, but I'm looking now. All of the ABS lines, the battery tray, the cover, the ABS pump, they all look exactly the same. So I think I'm going to go in, have a chat with Mark, and we're going to pick this one up as soon as he's done and have this as a parts car. He's even got, by the look of it, a good windscreen in it. That looks like it's rain and light sensor like ours. Mark did just say to me though, oh, that's I've got a red dash anyway. Our dashboard is different because it's push button start, and I completely forgot about that, so I bet the dashboard's going to be quite dear, but all of this scuttle panel, wiper motor, everything's going to be the same. So that is going to, ultimately, we need to get all of them bits from somewhere like here off of a standard car, because ultimately, if you had to buy all that stuff singly on eBay, I don't think that car would be worth doing. It's already borderline at the moment. Let's get back to the yard. A little bit more in depth here, guys. While I was round at Kent Auto Salvage, Chris made a start on getting that dashboard out. So removed the radio, the clocks. Well, just started the process of moving all the little bits out of the way that have got to come off so that we can unscrew and pull the dashboard out. But a lot more stuff stripped out now. We have been on it for quite a few hours, and the extent of it is, like I said, it is quite bad. I have had a spanner on the engine. It does turn over, and the cam belt is still okay. And to be honest, it don't look like it was long ago done. That car round at Kent Autos, that 1.6, has so much of the same stuff. So that aircon pipe's definitely the same. That aircon pipe, a lot of it really does look similar, but as you can see now in there, the extent of it's not brilliant in there. So we've got, well, we had no choice anyway. It was going to have to happen. But what we're actually going to do is pull the engine. It's going to give us a lot more access to get to everything. And like I say, once we do get that parts car, we can't have it forever. And we are going to need to do some sealing and painting. So we're going to continue on, and I'm going to continue. Just try and get these locking wheel nuts removed. They seem to be being a bit testing at the moment, but I'm sure we'll get there in the end. There ain't really, there's no way of glorifying this, Chris, is there?
No, not really.
This is bad. We've just
close up with that bit, right?
We've just pulled the dashboard out, guys. Have a look in now.
She's melted.
It is very, very bad. That's got really hot, and there's been flames in here, hasn't there?
Oh, no, I don't know.
To cause that, me and Chris are both sitting here now, though.
No smell.
In the car. There's no smell.
There's no smoke.
There's no smoke in here. The seats are still red. Yeah, there's a little bit of smoke on the windscreen here. You can see it's a little bit fogged up, but it doesn't actually smell in here. There's no smoke all over the door panels. You can see the windows are all clean, but still adamant this car had been doctored up.
Oh, yeah.
100% been doctored up. And that is a risk you take. This is a private entry. As a rule, normally, we don't buy private entries. But this was very, very cheap. Like I said, it wasn't cheap enough to sell it off now in parts, but it was cheap. This is not going to be as quick as we would have liked, but we're certainly going to repair it. All of this, it's all standard stuff. It's all the same as a normal car. And quite a lot of you that have seen me do airbag kits, they're always rusty like this as well, but never as bad as that. That's got really, really hot. So
rip it all out. We're
just going to rip out all this framework, heater box. The heater box is obviously what has caused, what has got burnt the most. Sorry guys, it's quite hard for me to reach over. And the dashboard, we actually had to rip it out and snap it because bits of it are still stuck inside the car. Oh dear. It is what it is. We've made our bed and we will lie in it. So I think that's going to be enough for today, mate. We'll pick back up in the morning, eh?
Yep, all right.
We'll see you all in the morning. Right, so next morning, guys. Obviously, you know how we like to work. But look at the state of this. Chris is like, Rob, let's have a tidy up. I was like, mate, there's no getting out of this. It is a mess. So we just had to take the top hinges out of the door to get what? Can you point your finger? There's a bolt comes right through the A pillar into that, but we're moving now, so we are getting closer. Can't wait to get that out. We're still umming and ahhing whether that's a dash loom. It looks like it plugs into the main wiring harness there, but you can see that there is still bits going up there. So we're not going to know the extent of it until we get it out. But
that's the car loom.
That is definitely the car loom. Well,
and that's the dash loom there.
So the car loom, we possibly will have to change all of. Well, we are going to have to change that as well. So we're just going to crack on. Obviously, we can't time lapse it. We can't show anything. We'll crack on and get this out, and then we'll have another look. This is like 5 minutes after we just said we're trying to get it out, and there we go. It's out, but it is a little bit unfortunate. Chris, trying to lift that up. Yes. So that's the actual car wiring loom. The dash loom is on the dash back in, and the engine loom is there. So you can see that is separate, and it is on one plug. Sorry, 2 plugs. It's on two big plugs there. So you've got one there, and that is your whole engine loom, I believe. None of the others are going to the engine, are they? No. So it is a bit unfortunate, but it is going to want a complete wiring loom. So car loom, dash loom, and engine loom.
Complete interior out.
Whole interior out, yeah. Well, we might not have to take the roof lining out.
No, it's on plugs.
It's on plugs. So, but it's still, I mean, we're removing the carpet anyway, right?
Yeah.
The underlay, as you can see, is all burnt. We're going to want to clean all that up. So Chris did just look, and that underlay joins it. We'll probably do that now anyway, won't we?
Yeah.
So the carpet's toast. We're going to peel it back, and we're going to remove all this. And I think that's when you start, you get down to the good side of the car again, don't you? Because underneath all this, there we go. Pull your side down, Johnny, a little bit. There we go. So just smoke damage there.
It will need painting though, won't it?
Yeah, it will, yeah. So we're going to pull the clutch pedal and just continue moving all them bits out of the way. Like I said, not even worth time lapsing it. So we'll just move on and show you after. I'm going to try and turn the volume down on this bit, guys, because it is going to be quite loud. But that, to be honest, the damage in here is very minimal now that everything's out. It's got a little bit hot here. You can see the paint's flaking off. Very, very minimal. And then this is, it's got hot here. That's where the dash was melted. But that was the worst bit, Chris, wasn't it? He'd done that bit off camera, but we've got the whippy wheel on there. He's going to do this little bit live. Like I said, I'll try and turn the volume down, but should clean up quite nice. That's getting in all the little bits that the whippy wheel can't get in. Check that out, guys. Ready for a bit of primer and paint. And as soon as that primer and paint's on there, you're never going to know. Nothing's been jeopardised in here. It's all lovely and straight. Obviously, it did get burnt, but it hasn't got hot and distorted. You can see it's all in its original shape, how it should be. So we'll have to get a bit of primer on that, bit of paint, and then we'll be good to start actually putting it back together in here. But yeah, not as bad as I actually thought. I thought it was going to be a lot worse behind here when I see the state of that dash, but it looks like the dash took the most of it. It would have been a lot easier to get Liam to come and cut the screen out, so that it just would have been nice to have the airflow as well, because it is quite stuffy. But ultimately this might have to be pushed outside and then pushed back in, so we don't want to leave the windscreen out. So I've just said to Chris, actually, that'll probably be enough for this video, mate. We've done quite well. We've done a day on it yesterday and collecting it, and we've done a few hours on it today. And he went, Rob, we're here now, we're filthy, let's pull the engine out. So we're going to get it straight up on the ramp and get that pulled out as well. It does make sense to actually get it out. We can get all this stuff in here removed then and actually start cleaning up all this side. And when he does that bit of primer and paint in there, we can do all under here as well. So let's get it on the ramp. And I think, what did I just say, Chris? Exhaust, drive shafts, and that'll pull out anyway, won't it? Gear linkage. It ain't got no, there's no pipe work, there's no wires. We've got the whole wiring loom off now. I've disconnected all the earths. That's got caught up there, but that'll all come off with the engine. So let's get it out. Chris got the JCB in here. It was just a lot easier to do it with that, but you do have to have the revs up at a certain degree, so unfortunately it is a little bit noisy. Actually had so much stuff burnt on it, it was easy.
I'm missing that shaft, Luke. Just the exhaust, that's all. Yeah, you're over it now.
Lovely bit of driving, sir. Right, let's have a look at the bulkhead. Yeah, look, that's all.
Cooked, isn't it?
Well, see, we didn't see that from underneath, did we? Look at all that, look.
Yes. Definitely barbecue.
But it all comes off in big, look at it underneath.
Yes.
This is all loose already, guys. We've undone all this from inside. As you can see now, it is just literally strip all this off, make a mess all over the floor. It's just going to be exactly the same in here, isn't it? We're going to have to remove the servo, remove the ABS pump, clean pipes, all of this up, remove all of the pipes. And yeah, we're definitely going to have to swap. It's not worth putting a steering rack on, then putting new rubbers on, new bed. We'll just put the whole bed in there in one hit. Yeah. But yeah, there we go. Let's have a little pull on that. Yeah, now that engine's out of the way, it makes sense. Let's have a little quick look at the engine. It's nice to be able to see it completely out of the car, but you couldn't see all this down here. We don't know how much of this is going to be savable and whether it is savable. We genuinely don't know. What I do know is, as long as the start motor is all right on it, we can get some of this stripped and do various checks and bits and pieces on it. But I was just saying to Chris, these lambda sensors, they got like that heat-proof fire retardant cover on them, and it's actually worked. It's done its job. You can see it still looks okay, but yeah, all of this you can see this has got very hot. The turbo there, it looks okay, but you just don't know, do you? The cover, I couldn't get all of that off because some of the bolts are down here behind these tensioners, idlers. So I mean, this is another job in itself, isn't it? But I did just want to show it now that it was out. The gearbox again, it looks okay. There's not really anything up on the top of the gearbox here that could have got damaged. And then round to the front of the engine, as we know, there's not really any damage on it. So what's the plan, Chris? Should we clean up under the bonnet now? We might as well
Get a few more bits stripped.
Get a few more bits stripped out. Let's do it.
Fill the skip up.
Yeah, fill the skip up before it goes back. Let's do it. What burnt car? No, all jokes aside, we've got rid of everything else that was in there, and all of the melted plastic that was all over here, the bits of wire, everything has gone now. All the ABS pump, it's all removed, and it doesn't look any worse out here than what it did inside, like with just the surface damage here. So that's all going to want cleaning up, priming and painting as well. But overall, do you know what? I think it's probably one of the harder jobs that we've had definitely had on the channel, but I think we got quite a lot done in this video. We're happy anyway. What about that then, guys? I know you all like a nice long one. I forgot to put them gloves on again, and it was just too late once I got going. We achieved so much in this video, really happy with how much we did get done. So there's not actually any damaged parts on that car anymore. It is just going to be prep, prime and paint. And then it's just a case of piecing all the bits together. We'll start looking for probably a hard hit ST Fiesta. If not, we'll start shopping around, having a look for bits, seeing what's available out there. There does seem to be quite a lot of stuff on eBay, but I do know that there is certain different wiring looms for these cars. I spoke to someone and they said, one might have this on it, but your one might not have it. There's different specs, so they have different things on it. So a dash loom, ultimately, out of a 1.2 is probably very, very similar, but it doesn't have push button start and things like that. But you know us guys, we just keep soldiering on, and eventually we will get there with it. There is quite a lot of work to do, and I do want to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below. So like I said, it is a nice long one. We are going to leave it there today. Don't forget, if you haven't already, consider subscribing, turn on the notification bell. You can check out the merchandise. The link is in the description. This is one of our That's Enough waffle t-shirts. Follow us on Instagram for the little sneak peeks at Salvage Rebuilds, and we'll see you all Monday in the next one.